everybody, this is James from All Outdoors, and today what I have for you here is something a little bit different. This is a Mossberg 590 410 Persuader. It is a tactical shotgun, basically any measure. You have your sling studs, like so. You have a polymer stock, short barrel, 18.5-inch barrel with a bead sight. But this one's in 410, which is a little bit interesting. It's the smallest commonly available shotgun round. I figured I'd give it a whirl, so I picked this one up. I've been shooting it off and on lately, doing some testing with it. So let's go ahead and give it a whirl. This one's been a little bit rough, so we'll see what happens. There's loading it here. Hang on one second. Guys, I just did a live round. I guess this is just going to keep on happening. So, let's take a close look at this one, and we'll shoot it some more and see if this bobble goes away or not, but I have a feeling that it won't. So far, this has been a real disappointment, guys. So, let's get started. Okay, let's have a closer look at the Mossberg 590 410. On the back, we have a thick rubber butt pad, which isn't really necessary for a 410, but it is there. But otherwise, what we're looking at is essentially a trimmed down version of a 12 gauge Mossberg 590. Loaded, this one weighs in at just over 5 pounds, and it has an 18.5-inch barrel. You have a ambidextrous safety over the top, and your bolt release behind the polymer trigger guard, should you need to work the action without pulling the trigger to drop the hammer. Otherwise, dropping the hammer lets you work the action like any other pump shotgun. In terms of loadout, you get 6 rounds of 2.5-inch ammunition, and you load them in one at a time into the tube magazine like any other pump shotgun that you're apt to find. But these are skinny shells, and this is a skinny loading port, and my sausage hands have a little bit of a chore loading this thing. Not very good. Okay, I'll add a full disclosure. A lot of Mossbergs come gritty and packed with grease from the factory, and I did a good detailed cleaning of this shotgun in between range sessions, and that helped a little bit, but I want to point out that I noticed a good bit of play with how thin those action bars are on around the tube magazine of this little 410, and how much play there is between the pump and the mag tube. I am definitely binding on the action as I go chamber around like that. Let's see how the little 590 patterns. This is a cylinder bore shotgun with no choke and just a bead front sight. But you can see it holds a pretty tight pattern depending on your load. First, I had 2 rounds of Federal triple-aught buck 4-pellet stacked right on top of each other. Next, we have 2.5-inch Hornady triple defense, a 410 slug, and 2 triple-aught buckshot pellets. And lastly, just for good measure, 2.5-inch Winchester number 6 lead birdshot, all at 10 yards. Alright, so I figured I'll pick up the pace a little bit, and we'll try some of this Federal 410 3-inch number 4 buckshot. I have a upcoming gel test on this particular load. It does quite well. It's quite a bit of spread at about 10 yards, but we're going to go ahead and give it a try and see if the different shells make a difference. But these 3-inch shells, we'll see. Go ahead and load them in. And notice I'm trying to load it like this while I'm talking to the camera to you guys. And these 3-inch shells, a little hard to get in there. You kind of have to start them as they go through the action. And this gun holds 6 rounds of 2.5-inch shells, but it only holds about 4 rounds in the 2 3-inch shells. So I'm gonna go ahead and just dump them, see what happens. And I'm on this side of you just so you can see the other angle, or the left side of the shotgun. Safety off. Okay. When you're very deliberate and slow like that, it seems to work. But if you try to get into any kind of hurry, all this moves around and it'll bind. Still, not a good indictment. So what's the bottom line? Well, personally, I like the 410 round, even though some would consider it to be a little bit too light for a lot of work. And for what it is, this Mossberg 590 is a pleasant shooter. For those who might want a 410 for personal protection, the Moss C is one of the few options that are built from the ground up as a tactical shotgun. Their pistol grip only shockwave model might be the most practical and controllable of the bunch, and in theory this full stock version should be pretty bulletproof. But this one, like a handful of other Mossberg 410s that I've handled, are looser and grittier in terms of the action, and it is a bit tricky to load over your standard 12 gauge shotgun. I shot my stash of 410 shells, about 200 rounds total, and after some careful cleaning and checking for wear patterns, I really wasn't able to get all the kinks worked out. And although the 590 410 might be a tempting option, it can be problematic. But let me know what you guys think. Do you have similar experiences, or do you have good luck? Let me know down below in the comment section. Thank you for watching.